Okay, let's kick in. Okay, straight away, just heard. Oh gosh. So meditation before starting this evening, doing the meditation was very much about. I heard the goddess Shiva, and I also heard about storm brewing. Storm brewing at the moment. And there's going to be changes as well. So this week, looking at the week ahead of, say, like the energy forecast, looking at what's going on for everyone. This week's going to be a bit of a rocky ride in the sense of lots of energies brewing, energies coming up to the surface. It's going to be very much, oh, they just said this, it'd be like lancing a boil this week. So old wounds coming to a head, old information coming up, relationships, of course, and whatever hasn't been everything that has been unresolved before will start bringing up to the surface. This is what's going ahead this week, especially this week ahead. Okay, now the reason for that, what they're saying about bringing up to the head about old information or patterns that's been going on for you over not over just the last year, over your lifetime. It's going to be very much about how your soul, thank you, will be bringing it up for you right now to shift, to clear things out of the way. So it has to come up. So whatever has been shown to you recently, whatever's been shown to you, work, career, jobs, money, money is a big one, relationships, shifting out of relationships, reshuffling within the relationship, whatever's going on, and repositioning of some homes. Okay, that's all going to be going on this week. Now, as I'm sitting here and I'm communicating with spirit and hearing the information, it's not to fear it, it's about allowing it to come to the surface, allowing yourself to work through it, observing it. This is what I'm hearing, just to observe it, just to see where it's coming from. A lot of the old wounded childhood traumas, experiences, how you might have been treated, how people might have spoken to you, that might be coming up this week for you. Okay, there might be some obstacles in the sense of trying to move forward. This isn't the week to move forward on a new project as such. It's more about allowing yourself, and I think it will be going on for a couple of weeks, allowing this time for you to sit with it, to observe what's coming up for you and not to react. So they just said stop, look and listen. Okay, so stop, look and listen at what's coming up for you and allow. Okay, thank you. They said they've just given the image they've just given to me is like, allow yourself to be with your wounds. That they give me symbols a lot of the time, and they've just shown me like a wounded dog licking a wound. Allow yourself to be with that wound. Allow yourself to take the time to settle with that wound and to look at it, but just to be kind to yourself. Now, what I want to say and what I'm really hearing clear is that while it will be coming up for you, is to show you how far you've come, and there is movement in you moving forward in your future plans. So to get to where you want to go to do all the things you want to do moving forward for the rest of this year, it feels as if you have to sort of acknowledge what's happening for you, but it will be really just to show you how far you've come and just to be still within what's going on for you. And I hear very clearly, and finding your balance within this, find your balance, find what serves you at this moment. So if it means, taking time out, nurturing yourself, it's very much this energy at the moment, the salt baths, spending time reading, pulling yourself in a sense of not overexposing or thinking that you have to be doing something right now. It's really about sitting with it and letting yourself digest with it, okay? Now, the reason for that is because with the energy that we have at the moment, it's super fast. And so it's very much at the moment about abundance in a sense of with manifestations. So if you're, okay, thank you. If you're sort of coming from the mindset as in being at a fearful stage right now, worrying about money or relationships or work or new job going into, or is your work going to serve you or whatever, or if you're going to lose your job, that energy that you're sending out right now is going to be picked up by the universe, and it's almost then it sort of reinforces it. So where you might be thinking as in I need a new job or I want a new job, that's you're coming from sort of fear, and it's sort of the connections of worry, what's been happening to you over your life or what's happened. But because there seems to be a bit of a shift in the energy, they're saying it's more about looking about what it is that you want. So it's like, you know, if money is the thing, it's about, oh, I can't wait to see all that money come into my bank, or I see all that money come into my account. I can see all those clients. I can see that new job. It's just sitting there waiting for me to walk through the door. I can see that new person in my life, and oh my goodness. And so it's about seeing it rather than coming from a lack of it, because at the moment the energy will be picking up from the universe about lack of what you don't have. They'll focus on that and you're going to get more of it. So this week, watch where you allow your energy to disappear to. Watch where you send your thoughts off to. And very much what they're saying about, there will be some that will be coming from the sense of lack of and fear of and being stuck in that area. And while you do that, you then end up bringing your energy down, and it's going to be quite draining. There's going to be a lot of tiredness through this week because of the shifts that are happening with the energy around you. But what I'm hearing loud and clear is very much about bringing up negative old patterns, old things coming up, bringing to the surface, okay? Now, one of the things they were talking to me about was very much about, especially over this week, okay, I can see what you mean. So, especially this week moving forward, about making decisions, if you've got to give a reply about a job, or, you know, you've got a new client, or, you know, or there's a relationship. This week would be very much about you using all your skills, all your talents, all your tools that you have. And being aware of how you make those decisions. Okay, thank you. They just said to me. Now, the difference between, this is what they're just saying, the difference between intuition and the subconscious mind and is the negative self-talk, okay? So negative self-talk, listening to what might come up in your mind. If it's been very negative and dragging you back, you know, you're stupid, you can't do this, you know, who's going to believe in you, or, you know, I can't do this because of whatever. If you're coming from a negative mindset, this is your subconscious mind, okay? Coming from that inner voice as such, I normally call it my little whisper that I hear in my ear, or that gut feeling. It's more about coming from an empowerment and encouragement and leading you on your pathway. So if it's about making a decision or looking forward to moving forward into something new, it's about asking the divine or asking your spirit guides, asking your higher self. You'll hear the information back, or receive the information back, or feel the information back from an encouraging, empowering tone. It won't be from the negative mindset. The negative mindset is your subconscious mind that still sits in there, keeps you small, all those old limiting beliefs that you might have. And that's the difference. So during this week, if you're having to make a decision, or if you're having to think, should I do this, should I do that? Should I try this new thing out? Should I try that relationship out? Or whatever it is, or the job, or whatever it is that's going on for you. If you come from asking your higher self, that's almost like, I mean, some people would say a prayer, or, you know, sending it out. And it's about, you're going to hear encouragement or something empowering. It's not going to be judgmental. So if you want to make a decision about something and you ask yourself and you're wondering where it's coming from, should I do this, should I do that? If it's negative, it's going to be from your subconscious mind, old limiting beliefs. So it's about really focusing this week. They keep repeating this, but it's really important this week in particular, and possibly leading over to next week, that you really send it out and wait to hear what you hear. And you'll know from who you're receiving the information. Is it the old self-limiting beliefs, because that will be about putting yourself down, you're unable to do it, you can't do it, and that will be from that point. And the other one, I keep saying it, I'm sorry I have to repeat it again, is literally, it's going to be empowering, it's going to be the encouragement and stuff like that. Okay. Also, which they've said to me a number of times this week when I sat with Spirit, and they're saying it's still here now, is about being aware of the information that you hear. It's not just only going to be from your guides or your loved ones. And you know, some would say maybe through prayer, through hearing from God or your angels, but also from your higher self, in the sense of part of your soul. So I was talking about this the other day to someone, and I think I put this out on Instagram too, that when I was checking in some information for a client, I heard this, that your higher self is part of your soul that is actually part of you that has a fragment, a fragment of your self, who you are now, that has gone ahead of you, that is ahead of you, that looks back and looks at how the plans that you made when you went over and you passed over previously, you made a decision to come back to live this life, but you also made a decision who you would meet, what lessons you would learn, where you would live, the job that you would do. And every time that maybe you might have felt frustrated because it hasn't worked out how you thought it was, there's literally been that you may have not taken that direction or that pathway. Thank you, they just said. Most humans are offered a collection of different pathways. And through maybe when you have, shall I go that way or go that way, or shall I take that job or go for that job? When you listen to your negative self, as in the negative words, you're not capable of doing that. I don't think I'm strong enough, or whatever it is, that's your subconscious mind. And when you then ask yourself and you hear encouragement, you can do this, why not? Just be fearless, just go for it. Or that pulling towards that area, or that great feeling you have from your heart, that's your higher self, part of the fragment of your soul that has gone ahead, that saw that at the beginning when you first came round and you said to yourself, this is what I want to do in this lifetime. And your higher self, that fragment of your soul, is trying to help you to pull forward. And that's why, Spirit was just saying, that's why to listen always to your higher self, to listen to the encouraging words, and to listen and to feel into your heart, to allow yourself to move forward onto the path, the journey that you're meant to go on. Now, during this week, maybe the next week as well, May is going to be a funny old time. This is when you're going to be testing it to its full limit. This is the time when it's going to be coming up for you, that you're going to be aware of what's going on for you. And that's what they want you to do. They want you to check in when you're feeling something. Is that from yourself or your higher self? And your higher self is only going to lead you in the positive direction for you. It's only going to offer you the guidance. And your higher self is part of a collective of energy with your guides, angels, gods, galactic council, and everything else you want to throw in, light beings, everything, divine mother, everything. That's part of that collective, that collectiveness. And you're going to feel it more and more, because more of you are going to have to make decisions in where you want to go, where your path is taking you, where your journey is going to lead you. But especially over the next coming weeks, it's going to be brought up to the surface like a wound that needs to be lanced, that needs to be cut open like a blind boil, releasing the old because it's not serving you. And many of you out there that will be listening to this, you've reached a stage now of this progression within you that actually this is the time, there's reasons why it needs to be released now, and that you let go so that you can step forward. Yeah. Okay.